No, you could tell everyone there was either in high school or college when Dave Matthews like first became popular.
Yeah.
Like that was the age group for sure.
Where there were some people that kind of looked roughly like me.
They were a little whiter than you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Shall we shred a mic?
We shall.
Welcome to Shred the Mic with Zeke and Kelly. Back at it again, week after week.
Yes.
Feels good to be back.
It does.
So ready to shred a mic.
Yeah?
I've had so many thoughts over the last week.
Wow.
I started a new gig, which you know about,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I can talk about it yet. But I will say this, is I have to keep a lot of our bit thoughts whenever to myself. I'm just in meetings and I'm constantly taking notes about, I'm like, that's a bit. No.
Be serious, man.
Yeah. And these guys are really good about not being too PC, even though they're on video calls, which is great.
Yeah.
But I'm just constantly being like, taking notes, not about you guys.
Okay.
But
Just testing the limits of appropriate humor in the workplace.
Oh, I do not. I'm the new guy, so I'm not pushing.
Right.
I'm not pushing anything. I'm just like taking notes for comedy's sake,
Right.
not for HR sake.
It's like when I met your Mormon family and I was like, where's the line? You know? Where's the line?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, we're making human trafficking jokes?
Cool. There is no line. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we want to talk about? Do we just want to get straight into it?
Sure. Or I could ask you what Shred the Mic is this week.
See, I'm not prepped. At this point you are so good. You have it like dialed in. See, this is why I'm here with a pro. I'm a little distracted today, but here we go. Hey, Kelly, what's Shred the Mic all about?
Oh, what a great question. Well, Shred the Mic is a stand-up comedy inspired podcast where Zeke and I are each going to do 5 minutes of new material that we wrote down in the Notes app in our phone over the last week. Some of it we practiced, some of it might be a little raw, and then we're going to give each other feedback.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is where stand-up comedy comes to be born, comes to be premiered, and hopefully, one day it'll make it to the stage if it hasn't already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be hearing a jerk for a jerk? You could be hearing a joke for the first time it ever exists.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to actually see like these germs of ideas of jokes, these notes that start as a funny thought in our app to actually maybe become material. And like, it's just a dope process to kind of document it.
It's fun.
Yeah. All right. Shall we do it?
We shall. I believe you are up first this week, Mr. Thomas.
I am.
You ready?
I am.
Loose? Ready to get shreddy?
Very much so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Zeke Thomas.
Shred the Mic!
Thank you so much. Give it up for your host, Kelly Shanley. She's leading things off here, getting you guys good and going. Speaking of getting things good and going, it has been 30 years since 1992, since the 5 love languages have been out. And what are they? Remember, they're touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, and gifts. Well, I believe it is time for an addendum to the 5 love languages. And top of the list, bread and cheese. If you want to show me love, you better show up with a simple gift of bread and cheese. Any combination will do, really. I mean, you can. It can be a meal. It could be a sandwich. It could be a dessert. But I just want to petition everybody right now. I'm calling my shot. There should be a 6th love language in the form of bread and cheese. Our trip to Portugal served a couple different purposes. For me, it was like R&R, visiting the mecca of big wave surfing at Nazaré, and forming an escape plan in case we go full Handmaid's Tale, which is a thing. Like, I mean, listen, if we go full Gilead, I don't trust my fellow Americans to like fight the good fight or do the right thing. And that sucks. Yeah. But here's what is good, right?
What's good?
The Portuguese are so nice, right? They look like me. They sound like me. Their hair is shiny and manageable like me. I mean, listen, what is there not to like about Portugal? Plus, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. It would be a shame if democracy in America goes away in my lifetime. Don't get me wrong. That is not lost on me. But have you been to Portugal?
I have.
You have?
I have.
Have you had Portuguese food?
I have.
It is so good. And the cost of living is so cheap. So if America is going to go down in a dumpster fire, it's good to know that we have options. Plus, I speak the language, and they also speak better English than most of us. So,
it's true.
Anyways, those are my thoughts on our backup plan. By the way, I love America. But if it's got to go, Portugal is a good place to go. Tell all your friends. Or don't.
Don't.
Other thing I wanted to talk about, based on our European adventures, is Europe has a lot of things going right for it. Mm-hmm. But these savages have not figured out ice. And it was such a thorn in my side the entire time that we were there. Uh-huh. Ice is glorious.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they haven't figured out cold beverages there. And so I was blown away just by the amount of side eye I received from our flight attendant on our way to Europe. Yeah. Like, we've barely left the continental United States, and asking for ice water. This flight attendant on a great flight, otherwise great flight. Shout out to Turkish Air. Mm-hmm. But the side eye from this otherwise very pleasant flight attendant was just like, it cut through me like a knife.
It was sharp.
It was sharp.
Yeah.
It just told me everything I needed to know about how people in Europe felt about ice. So I was like, you know what? Here's how I'm going to make my fortune when we go to Europe, is I'm going to bring an ice machine with me, right? Ooh. And I'm going to be like a drug dealer. I'm going to start giving out cold beverages for free for 6 months. And I'm going to get everybody hooked on ice cold beverages, right? Mm-hmm. Because we've all figured it out, but they don't know. But then, just like a drug dealer, I'm going to jack my prices up to make sure everybody is fully addicted to my ice cold beverages. And that is how I'm going to end up sitting on a giant pile of euros once we flee all the way to Europe. Yeah. And I'll throw an addendum here since I have a little bit of time left. Here's the funny part. When we got back from Europe, we ended up at the Army's National Training Center, right? And what was the greatest commodity to our American heroes, right? Our men and women who are serving our country? Ice. Are you for us? Are you against us? That's my platform, guys. Ice is how we're going to be taking over Europe. You know what? It's now a political campaign. We're taking over Europe, everybody. We're taking over with ice. Guys, that's my time. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Zeke Thomas.
Thank you, Kelly to Shanley.
Wow.
Oh, thoughts.
Strong ice feelings.
Strong.
I feel like there's a bit in there about, like, isn't ice a slang term for some sort of drug? Not to play off your bit last week.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's sort of like, it's a variation of methamphetamine.
Oh, perfect. So,
like in Hawaii, it's always like, hey, brah, try to stay off the ice. Or like...
I don't know. Like, I feel like
Hawaii has like a meth, or at least it did for a while, have a pretty serious meth problem.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we're like, try to stay off the ice, brah. Like...
I would have been like, where?
Where? It's so warm out here.
In Hawaii.
The shaved ice?
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know. If you want, I feel like that was what popped up when you were like a drug dealer, I'm going to sell ice. And I was like, isn't that a drug already? But that's funny. And no, it's funny. I was just having a conversation with someone yesterday about how they want to go to Europe, but they're worried about not getting ice. I was like, I mean, you're not wrong. But, like, don't let that stop you from going to Europe. You should still very much go travel. No, just no. I was like, pro tip, just order the sparkling water. It's chilled every time.
Yeah. So, yeah, they don't give you as much grief about that.
No, I love that. And the whole Portuguese, like, escape plan, I am on board. I'm very on board, you guys.
I would hope so.
Yeah, no. But the cost of living is so low. The people are so great. The food's delicious. Yeah, you already said all of this. I just like it. I support it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say I'm rooting for democracy to erode further in America, but if it does,
Yeah.
that's where you can find us.
Yeah, exactly. Like again, just to be 100% clear, I love America. Like I was born here. I love here. I'm Team America all the way. Like, but if our experiment with democracy fails, you know where to find the Shanley Thomas household.
Nazare. That's where we'll be. We will be in Nazare.
We will.
Ooh, the love languages bit. I love this. I feel like bread and cheese, boom, done. So easy.
Yeah.
I love it. And I feel like there could be so many more. It could be a really fun, either like runner, like throughout a set, you could sprinkle in like ice is also my love language, or like something like, I feel like anytime you sort of mention something you like, you're like another love language. It could be a fun runner that just pops up randomly. Also, it's just great because everybody knows the term love language. I don't know if everybody actually knows the book and what the actual love languages are.
Right.
Could be fun for you to give a very brief example of each one. Like, I know they're kind of obvious, but just like make them funny, you know?
Yeah.
Like acts of service. Putting ice in my drink. I don't know. Like, yeah, like,
exactly.
Right. Like whatever that is to you, a quick example to make that bit sort of
funny.
Well, like funnier. Yeah. Cause it's already funny, but that intro part, I feel like there's room to play.
Yeah.
Right there.
No. Yeah. It's one of those things that I was like I need tonight or today I needed like an intro bit. And I was just like, I didn't want to go straight into Portugal and like, and ice. I was just like, what's a quick thing? And I was just like, I'm going to just try this premise and see if it works. And also,
I love it.
I also wanted to see like if it was too hack, which was a fear of mine, just because I feel like someone may have already, I'm sure someone's already done concurrent development and had like a bread and cheese bit or a love language bit. But I was just like, I'm going to try this just as what's the first couple thoughts that come to mind?
Yeah.
And if it resonates, then I was like, now I'm going to try to actually maybe expand it into things, or maybe I love the idea of turning it into a runner potentially. Like,
yeah, I think it feeds well into the ice thing because like you and I are both ice mongers. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, well, we're in good company. We're with the army.
We're with the army.
We're with the troops.
We support the troops. Ice and everything. No, we go through a lot of ice in this house, though. Like, one of my friends, when I go to her house, she's like, "Oh, I made sure to buy ice because you were coming, and I know you like your drinks cold." I was like,
"My reputation precedes me." Yeah.
So, I think ice being your love language could be kind of fun.
But it took me not having ice
to realize
it.
Yeah, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
She gets it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get like surprise ice. Like you order a glass of juice and they're like, bam, ice. And you're like, what? Mm-hmm. We don't serve ice in that here.
Yeah. Like we went to a Brazilian restaurant last night, had iced tea. The iced tea was fine. We could get iced tea, which was also a thing in Europe. But also the cup was 3/4 ice. And I was just like,
a lot of ice.
Oh, this is so nice.
I don't want to say it was too much ice, but there is a line.
Maybe the Brazilians have figured it out. All right. Coming up next to the Shred the Mic stage, please welcome Kelly Shanley.
Shred the Mic.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, the applause is so loud. 2 nights ago, I had the pleasure of going to a Dave Matthews Band concert.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know. Shocking white lady activity, right? I know. No one saw that coming. No, but actually, it was my first Dave Matthews Band concert. I was invited by my friend Nicole. She texted me a few days before and was like, hey, do you like DMB? And I was like, what's DMB? Off to a great start. She's like, oh, it's Dave Matthews Band. I was like, sure, yeah. I don't listen to them that often, but I don't dislike them. And she's like, great, that's better than hate. Do you want to go to the Hollywood Bowl and see them? I was like, absolutely, yes, 100%. So yeah, I feel like Dave Matthews Band is like a bit polarizing, but we went. I had a great time. I'm again like casual Dave Matthews Band fan. You know, I'm like play Crash. You know, like that is, which he didn't even play. By the way,
Boo!
yeah, like during the encore, I'm like he's definitely gonna play it, right? He's done. The lights are on. He didn't play it. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it was a great show though. I had so much fun and I learned a lot. Like, I mean, to state the obvious, man, do white guys love Dave Matthews. I have never seen this many happy white guys, you know? I was like, is this what we need? Is this what America needs? We don't need to arm our teachers with guns. We need to arm them with Dave Matthews Band, and they can just blast it over the loudspeakers whenever there's a live shooter, and everything's gonna be fine. They'll be like, oh shit. They'll just forget. They'll just forget why they were there, and they'll just be contact high and just mosey right on out. I don't know. Like, for example, when we were waiting for the show to start, there was a group of like 50-something women who living their best life. We sat down and they immediately started passing a joint. I was like, yes, mom's night out. Absolutely. And they're conversing with this guy behind them like, oh, so how many shows have you seen? And he goes, this is my 112th show. Wow. And I was just like, is this a bit? Is he doing he was not doing a bit. He was not doing a bit. So I learned that, yeah, Dave Matthews can sell out the Hollywood Bowl on a Monday and a Tuesday night. And probably 90% of that crowd is going to be the same return crowd, you know? Dave Matthews was fucked up, you guys. Like, so I brought my edibles, obviously. I don't know that much about Dave Matthews, but I knew I should get high, right? I was pretty fucking high, you guys. And I was like, Dave Matthews is fucked up right now. Like, I was here. He was so high. Like, the musical performances were incredible. Like, that is just autopilot for him, I'm sure. But in between, when he would pause to talk and intro songs, he was kind of acting like that one kid at a party that's all adults who's like trying to interact with the adults, but then gets scared in the middle of talking. Like, hey, everybody, look at me. I'm going to do a weird voice. And then like just runs away. And we were like, yes, Dave? Like he just kept starting and stopping. It was very interesting. And I was like, Nicole, is he always like how many times have you seen Dave Matthews? And she was like, probably 5 or 6 times. And I'm like, oh, is he always high like this? And she's like, I don't know. This is my first time being high at a Dave Matthews Band concert. And I was like, wait, how am I already better at this than you are? Also, my favorite part of the show was when he had 2 trombone soloists come up, like intro them just for 1 or 2 songs, right? And you're like, trombone? Oh, you don't see that very often, right? Oh my God, you guys. They had like a trombone off, you know, like dueling trombone solos back and forth. You guys, like, it's not very often that you're like, that is a sick trombone player. You know, like that trombone player fucks. Yeah. But like, that's what I was thinking. And like, for me, it was the best part of the show. I absolutely loved it. Is that pretty much time for me?
Look at that.
Oh my God. That was like exactly 5 minutes on Dave Matthews. You guys, can you tell that I saw a jam band this week?
Kelly Shanley, everybody. Awesome stuff. I have so many Dave Matthews Band feelings. One, I work backwards. So the tromboner that you have for the the tromboner solos, right? A very good friend of mine on the very first podcast I did, the Getting Real with Zeke podcast, my buddy Joe LaCicero, now married to Gina, right? He did this character called Nicky Dubs, who was, I don't know if he's actually based on a real person or not. He was very non-specific about it, but he did this original character where he was like a hip hop artist who also was a trombone player and did music videos and like had trombone solos in the middle of hip hop songs.
I love it.
It was one of the funniest things I had ever heard.
I love it.
And apparently, it's a thing.
The world needs more trombone solos. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, I think we have enough trumpet solos as
Yeah.
a former trumpet player.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think maybe just because the trombone is such an awkward instrument, it doesn't get as much love as it deserves.
Yeah.
But it has a really good sound.
Oh, I mean, these people were so good. They were so good. Like,
I was in a ska band, okay? I loved the the trombone. Whenever we had our horn section, I was just like, we need more trombones.
yeah.
Like,
I was in bands too. I played the saxophone. We had plenty of saxophone solos. All right. Give it to the trombones. We're getting political again.
Yeah.
We need more trombone solos.
there we go.
Yeah.
Dave Matthews Band in general. Jam band, you know, when people say jam bands, I don't think about Dave Matthews. But when you start getting 40 to 50-year-old white people with money who go to multiple shows in the same city
Yeah.
and almost follow Dave, that was the other part that threw me off, is that she said DMB and not, hey, do you want to see Dave at the Hollywood Bowl? Because the fans,
Or on a first name basis.
they're on a first name basis.
She's a casual fan.
Oh, okay.
She's
I
only
wasn't.
been 5 times. She hasn't been 100.
Also, she's a comic, so if she said Dave, you may have thought Chappelle.
Probably.
Right. Okay. All right. But yeah, when I had a girlfriend in high school who was all about Dave.
Yeah.
Unbearable.
Yeah.
Unbearable.
No, you could tell everyone there was either in high school or college when Dave Matthews like first became popular.
Yeah.
Like that was the age group for sure.
Where there were some people that kind of looked roughly like me, or like I'm still a little too punk rock. I was
They
more
were a little whiter than you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
There's a lot of these avatars at the Blink-182 show and punk shows these days, but yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, a lot of flannel, so much flannel. Couple Hawaiian shirts though.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Infiltrating.
I love a
it.
Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, let's see here. So yeah, lots of Dave feelings there. I'm trying to think what else was in there.
Dave was high.
Dave was high as balls. I think probably, you know, he's on his home turf. He's pretty much like, I can just play whatever, and these guys are going to be happy.
Yeah.
And he just may have overshot the mark.
I don't know.
Or maybe he's a weirdo. I don't know.
He was still just playing really well. I was like, he might just be that weird. I don't know. But it was like very weird, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did 5 minutes on Dave Matthews Band.
I
so
don't blame you. I think you could do 5 more.
I
mean,
could probably jam on Dave Matthews for a while.
you probably could. I feel like there is so much material
Yeah.
in the experience of Dave Matthews Band. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, it takes you back in time. I mean, I know there's a couple years between us, but like, I feel like that 6-year chunk is like, for people my age, it was like Crash, and like that album that I can't remember the name of was like just hit high school, or like
Ants Marching was another big one.
yeah.
I don't remember the names of this.
Yeah, no, they're all
Satellite.
yeah, that's another one that it just
I
sort
know
of hit.
all of the singles. Like that's
Yeah, but that album hit for people my age at like just the right time
Yeah.
of like freshman year of high school or something along those lines, and just crushed.
obsessed.
Yeah. So
Well, you know, they do say that the music that you are listening to when you lose your virginity is the music that you'll love for the rest of your life.
Right.
So that's how he got you all. Came out in high school and you all love him forever.
yeah, no, that's very true. I
Yeah.
listen to way too much, you know, pop punk,
Yeah.
specifically ska punk, and I'm just like, I'm not embarrassed by this. Other than these songs are sometimes kind of problematic.
Yeah.
All right, Kelly, how can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on YouTube at Kelly Shanley. And I actually just premiered my 20-minute stand-up set. And you can watch that anytime on YouTube now. If you like rehearsed, polished stand-up comedy, you can see some there. I also am on Instagram and TikTok at Kelly A. Shanley, and I'm on Medium at Kelly Shanley. How about you, Zeke?
I'm on YouTube, ZekeThomas. If you found us on Spotify, jump over to the old YouTube, where I am, Zeke Thomas. And of course, for all your other Zeke Thomas needs, Zeke Thomas is rad is where I am on TikTok, Instagram, maybe LinkedIn, or .me, or about. I'm really good at social media.
I hope your Zeke Thomas is rad on LinkedIn because that's just That's a statement, you know? I like that.
I think, I might migrate over to that just to let people know exactly what they're getting when they're hiring me as a director or producer. They're going to be just like, who is this Zeke Rodrigues Thomas guy? Zeke Thomas is rad? Okay.
He's rad.
He is pretty rad.
He lives to get radical.
He does. I mean, look at his stupid haircut. I only live to get radical.
Yeah.
I'm missing the trademark line,
I know. I honestly, I didn't recognize you at first.
Few people do without the line cut into my head. Anyways, of course, we also have the Patreon, patreon.com/ZekeThomas is rad. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be like Jonathan Hamrick, if you want to be like Sophia Monroe and join us at the Johnny Utah level at the $25 a month, join us over there. Check out all the extra content that I have available for you guys, including my functional bodybuilding programming, available to all y'all. If you want to get swole and take care of your joints, do that. Or not. I'm not your mother. You can do what you want. But if you're smart, you'll check it out. Mm-hmm. Programming available for as little as $10 a month, but you can join the community for as little as $5.
Wow, what a deal.
Such a deal. All right, guys. Another great episode of Shred the Mic. Shall we sign off?
I think we shall.
Let's do it. You guys are Legion. We will see you next week. Goodbye. Shred the Mic is written, hosted, and produced by Zeke Rodrigues Thomas and Kelly Shanley. Audio engineering by Zeke Rodrigues Thomas for Mindjam Media. And when in doubt, shred the mic. What was that?
Just a warm-up smooch.